Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'll request you to tighten your seat belts. We will be hitting a record high fairly soon on the Nifty as far as calendar 2025 is concerned. We've crossed 25,000 on weekly expiry day. The Nifty is up almost 400 points now at very close to its all-time high that it stuck in early deals just now. 25,116 was the all-time high, intraday high, and this has last been seen on October 17th, 2024. So all put together, you have now a 7-month high on the Nifty. It's crossed 25,000, and I'll request now the PCR to kindly send a long-term chart. Yes, this is the chart. On 7th of April 2025, the low of the index was 21,750. Let's round it off to 22,000. So from 22,000 to 25,000, a 3,000 point rally has happened in a span of almost 30 trading sessions, and in this 30 trading sessions you've had a major war between India and Pakistan. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the strength of the equity market, that from 8-10 month lows that the market was at 7th of April, it is now headed for a record high, and this is the change in sentiment despite a major military flare up that happened last week. Today is the weekly expiry of the Nifty, and in this week itself the index have added 2.6%. So you can well imagine how beautifully the buy the dip philosophy that we've often talked about works. Now what are the positives in the market? One, crude oil prices are at 4-year lows. We have seen CPI inflation slip below 4%, and that is taken very positively by the market. The US-China trade pact has happened, which means that risk on trade has come back into equity markets. There is the US-India trade deal, which we will shortly talk about, and that has also been priced into the market. Apart from that, potential rate cuts, a strong fourth quarter, all this put together, ladies and gentlemen, is re-rating the Indian market. Remember, fairly recently Nifty Bank and Fin Nifty, these two indices hit a record high, and now it is the turn of Nifty to sort of come back into its top gear, and now we are about 1200 points off from its previous high of 26,231. Get ready, it's going to come. I'll request the PCR also to please play the bite of what US President Donald Trump has said about his views on the forthcoming India-US trade pact.
Is the highest, one of the highest tariff nations in the world. It's very hard to sell into India. And they've offered us a deal where basically they're willing to literally charge us no tariff. So we go from the highest tariff, you couldn't do business in India, we're not even a top 30 in India because the tariff is so high, to a point where they have actually told us, I assume you too, Scott, you were working on that also, that there will be no tariff, right? Would you say that's a difference? They're the highest and now they're saying no tariff. But
that, ladies and gentlemen, was Mr. Trump talking about his expectations of the US-India trade pact, which is about to happen. We are now joined by Ms. Swati Hotkar to discuss the last half an hour wheel of the market, and at this point the advance decline ratio is 3:1. 1880 stocks are in the green versus 618 that are in the red. So it's an easy 3:1. All 19 indices that we track are in the green, and the gains are the highest on the auto index, 2% higher, metals index 1.9% higher, Nifty itself is 1.7% higher, Nifty 100, 200, 500 indices are up 1.5%. So this is a rally across the board. I'm just checking with the PCR if Swati has joined us. Yes, she's with us. Namaste Swati ji, a very warm welcome. What a wonderful day to have your company on Business Today Television. How do you see this unforeseen rally, 400 points on the weekly expiry when markets are generally flat. How are you comprehending this very sharp rise?
Good afternoon, Chelsea. Definitely, you have rightly pointed out in the beginning of the show itself. Within the span of 2025 trading sessions, we have seen a very strong, spectacular rally on the Nifty from 21,700 towards to the this year new high, which comes to it around 25,100 beyond that levels. Now, I believe that the trend is likely to be continued in the near term future as well, because the Nifty is on the verge of heading towards the all time high levels. And I believe that from the last 2 to 3 trading sessions, we have seen that the Nifty manages to take a support of it around 24,400 to 500 levels. At least for 3 trading sessions, we have seen that the Nifty has respected that support levels and showing a upward direction in the northern side. I believe yes, 25,400 up to that level, we are likely to witness this positive momentum rally to be continued. Any move above that level will take a Nifty towards to 26,000 mark once again. Whereas on the lower side, as I said, 24,400 will act as a crucial support level. So as long as Nifty sustains above that level, definitely we are likely to see more buying into the market, also more green candles into the Nifty front as such. Bank Nifty is also doing really very well, placed above all the important moving averages, trading in the formations of the high tops, high bottom formations. It was a Bank Nifty who has given the first signal of the
Correct.
short-term bullish signal as such we can say into the market. Now we have seen that in the past few trading session, Bank Nifty has retraced a little bit, but definitely 53,500 was acting as a crucial support level, and from there onwards, it has again shown a positive signal on the daily as well as on a weekly chart. Now, on the technical front, if you can see on the daily charts, 55,000, 56,000 is the crucial resistance level. Any move about that level will see the door will get opens to the new all-time high, which might take a Bank Nifty towards beyond 56,400 to 500 levels. So the overall
Right.
setup of the technical front on both the Nifty and the Bank Nifty is really positive. One should definitely hold on their long positions, and even if there any negative news comes and we see some sort of a short retracements into both the indices, one should not get into the panic. Those retracements or the correction can be utilized to form the quality portfolio, or they should try to invest into the quality stocks.
Right. Ladies and gentlemen, here is some interesting data for you. Of the top 20 traded counters on the BSC, 15 of them have volume of more than 1100 crores, which essentially means that it's a very, very wide rally today. And amongst the top 25 stocks in terms of volume, only 2 are in the red, which is BSC, which we should not worry about because it's retracing from its all time highs and there is a bit of profit booking, and Muthoot Finance because of earnings that have disappointed the market 7% lower. Otherwise, today the top traded counter is Cochin Shipyard, 6% higher, 3,260 crore worth of transaction is happening in Cochin Shipyard. HDFC Bank has 2,800 crores traded. Reliance is 2% higher, 2,500 crores traded. Garden Reach has 2,300 crores traded, up 3.5%. And we have HAL, Mazgaon Dock, all from the defense space doing very well. Swati, you've been tracking defense for a while and we've seen very, very sharp rallies as far as prices are concerned. Do you think on the short term defense counters are overstretched? If no, what would be your top pick?
Yeah, on the defense counter, definitely we have seen a very strong rally from the last few trading sessions, but I believe that this rally is likely to be continued in the near term as well. HL really looks very good on the technical front as well as on the fundamental size. The counter is trading at 4860 odd levels, even though the upside is very much there into this particular counter because the 52-week high lies at around 5600 and so levels. The overall setup is really positive. It is trading in the upward rising channel, and also the interesting fact on the quarterly chart, if you look towards the quarterly chart, it's under the formation of the flag pattern, and very soon it will give the breakout levels. So if you are getting any dips towards to 4500 or 4400, definitely one should go for a long position into the HL. If you don't want to miss out the rally, 20-30% can be accumulated at the CMP. I'm looking for a target of 5400 to 5600 on the high side. So HL will be the top pick from my end.
Okay. Today is also a very sharp move that is seen in railway counters, ma'am. How do you see the PSU railway pack, you know, IRCON, RITES, IRFC and many others, strong momentum in RVNL, in stocks such as IRCTC. Would you have a view in any of them on the long side, or maybe you feel they are overstretched?
See, I'm not much bullish on these particular sectors, but if you look towards the stock specific, Railtel looks really good on this particular stocks because whatever the rally sell off we have seen mid of the 2024 from counter has shown the correction from 600 to 250 levels. Now, Shaljit, the stock is coming out of that downward sloping trend line breakout has been giving. Now, also the interesting fact the stock is trading in the oversold zone, which indicates that the downside is very much limited from at the current market price. And we have seen that the stock has made a very strong formations of a support between the range of 250 to 300 levels. The stock has consolidated. Now it's moving slowly and steadily on the higher side. So this is the one counter at the current levels can be accumulated for a longer term basis for a target of 450 because the risk reward ratio is really favorable. So one can definitely go for a long position into the rail tail.
400 points up on the Nifty. What a very sharp rally that we are seeing. And you've pointed out Bank Nifty as well. Within the Nifty, Swati, what are the 2 or 3 stocks which you think have very, very strong charts?
Very, very strong chart is one is the Cochin Shipyard. We have already initiated
No,
by
no, within the Nifty, ma'am.
okay. Within the Nifty 50, as of now, Glenmark looks really good because this particular stock has already shown a lot of a correction momentum from almost 1800 to 1200 to 1300 levels. Now, if you look towards the last 1.5 months data, the stock was continuously showing a correction. Now it's on the verge of giving the breakout of that downward sloping channel. Currently, the counter is trading at 1450 levels up to besides that level. I believe that it has a very strong potential to give the breakout of those channels, and I'm preempting the breakout. We are looking for a target of 1600 1650. We have already initiated a buy call. That this is the disclaimer. Up downside it has a very good support at 1350 level, so by keeping that as a stop loss one can go for a long positions for a target of 1650.
Okay. I was actually asking for a strong stock within the Nifty. Glenmark is not a part of the Nifty yet.
Okay, correct. Within the Nifty, then you can on the banking side, if you go on the banking, HDFC or the Axis Bank really looks good. Apollo Hospital looks good. This is the particular Apollo Hospital. We have seen that on the weekly chart is under the formations of the cup and handle formations. Currently, the counter is trading at around 7,000 levels, and it's well placed above the 20 days moving average. We are looking for a target of 7,200. Up to that level, we can witness some sort of a positive momentums, whereas a downside 6,900 is acting as a very good support level. So Apollo type really looks very good. Auto packs are really doing very well. From the auto pack, you can go for a Bajaj Auto
Correct.
companies. Yes. Shaljit, if the daily chart indicates that the stock has given the formations of the inverse head and shoulder pattern formation, and today it has given the breakout with the very good volumes. 8,300 is the current market price, nearly above that level. It's trading 1830, 8330. Upside, definitely, if we gets the breakout of inverse head and shoulder pattern, at least we will get a nearly 7 to 800 points upside momentums if we look towards the inverse head and shoulder pattern formation. So, 8,700, 9,000 levels are the levels we can see in the near term future. So the auto pack really looks good in this particular counters. On the finance side, but Bajaj Finance also looks very good. Symmetrical triangle formation is there on the weekly charts as well as on the daily charts. So this is the one counter one can go for definitely buy call. From the pharma pack, Dr. Reddy, Glenmark was not there. I am really sorry. Dr. Reddy. Yeah, Dr. Reddy really looks very good. This is the also inverse head and pattern formation is there. And from the last 2 days, the counter has given the breakout. Slowly and steadily, we are getting a momentum. Even though if we see some sort of a correction into the market, this will act as a defensive pack in order to hedge your portfolio. So one can go for a long position into the Dr. Reddy as well. 1340, 1350 levels can be seen very soon. Downside, it has a very good support at around 1150. So by keeping that as a stop loss, one can definitely go for those counters.
Okay, let me just point out a very interesting data. We are headed into the next weekly expiry on the Nifty. In this week, despite the war, Nifty is up 2.6%. And on a weekly basis, there are just 3 losers on the Nifty. Sun Pharma down 1.7% on a weekly basis because of this tariff fear coming in from the US. IndusInd Bank, because we know there is a problem, 4.3% lower. Power Grid is another stock that is 2.7% lower on a weekly basis. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the entire summation. The top gainer on the Nifty as far as markets are concerned for this week is Hero Motors. And this is something that Swati has also highlighted, that there is a lot of hectic activity that is happening in the auto space, and that needs to be looked forward to. BEL actually is the top performing stock, 14% higher. Swati, what are the charts of BEL telling you? This is a record high that you see today. Any moves beyond this, ma'am?
Yes, Shalji, if you look towards on the larger degree on a monthly chart, BL really looks very good and it has a very strong formations of a flag pattern on the monthly chart. So whenever such formation occurs on a higher degree charts, the overall view definitely gets very strong on a larger degree. Now the counter has given the very strong breakout of 320 levels, and from the past few trading sessions, we are witnessing a very positive closing and well placed all the important moving average. A new high can be seen beyond 400, 440 levels. So up to that levels, I'm looking for a positive momentum into this particular counter. So one should definitely hold their long positions. We are likely to see a new high in the near term future, at least 440 levels on the high side.
It's now 3:17, 3-4 minutes for a good BTST STBT trade. Any changes that you have in mind, Swati? What would you suggest? Do you want to take Nifty forward today?
Yes, surely. Nifty, as of now, I'm really positive on this particular market as such, whether it's a Nifty or the bank Nifty on the stock specific KPIT really looks good, because I believe that in this kind of a market, mid caps are not doing really well compared to the large caps. But on the large caps, I'm very much bullish into the IT and the auto pack. So those are the two sectors I'm really looking forward to take the long positions from the IT pack. Already I suggested counters such as the KPIT really looks very good. Then HCL Tech really good. So those are the two counters one can go for the long positions. From the auto pack, Hero Motor really looks very good at the current market price as well. Even though the stock is above almost up by the 6.5%, one can take a long positions at the current market price, because today's volumes are really doing very well along with the price momentums. So whenever the price and the volumes goes into hand, definitely we are likely to witness a strong momentum rally in the near term future. At least 4520 4600 levels can be seen into this particular stock. So those are the counter, definitely one should go for a long positions.
Okay. And I had interrupted you while you were speaking on Cochin Shipyard. Would you want to complete that discussion? I'll request the PCR to first fire the daily chart of Cochin, it's 6% higher, and then fire the long-term chart of Cochin.
Yes, the coaching, why I was positive, I'm positive on the coaching side. If you look towards the 1.5 years charts from 2024 to mid of now 2025, the stock has shown a correction, and now on the weekly chart, we are seeing the rounding bottom formations. The stock has given the breakout of the downward sloping trend line also, and we are witnessing a uptick rally. If you look towards the retracement theory, whatever the we have seen a rally in the 2022 23 to 24, the stock has almost retraced 61.8%, which is the golden ratio we used to work on the Fibonacci retracement. So whenever the counter takes the support of golden ratio and shows a reversal trend as such, definitely those counter really looks very good on the technical fund. On the technical front, in the near term future, we are looking for a target of 2000, 2100 levels. So with a longer term horizon, definitely one can go long position. But from the last 2 to 3 trading sessions, we have seen a very spike into this particular stock. So if you're getting any deeps towards to 1600 and so levels, that level can be a very good levels to take a fresh long positions. For the time being, you should hold on. Any deeps towards to 1600 can be accumulated to fresh long positions.
1817, as ma'am continues to speak on Cochin Shipyard, and volumes so far are 1.9 crore shares on Cochin Shipyard, and yesterday they were 2.14 crore shares. I'm talking about NSC, and similarly you've had a very high percentage delivery. Now note one thing very interesting, this kind of volume and this kind of price action was last seen on May 2024. So, in exactly 1 month, the cycle is repeating. And in May 2024, the rally had sort of begun at that point of time. I'll request, yes. So, that, ladies and gentlemen, is a very curious coincidence that the same time pattern is repeating. And remember, just in the past 15 days, we've had a massive war, and there are all indications that Indian defense forces will now replenish and rearm themselves. Therefore, you are seeing such a sharp uptick on Cochin shipyard and also other defense counters. Look at HAL, look at Garden Reach in particular, and all-time high on Cochin is actually 3,000 rupees. And this is the beginning of a fresh move. Let's see how it goes, and we'll take it forward from here. 321. Anything that catches your attention, ma'am?
Yes, Tatacom really looks good at the current market price. Yesterday, we have seen a very good momentum into this particular stock, LG. It's well placed above the 50 and 100 DMA moving average. I believe that very soon it likely to test this 200-day moving average as well, which comes to nearby 1700. The price momentums are really doing very slowly and steadily performance, but definitely I'm preempting the breakout in this particular counters. Downside, if you're looking for any BTST call, one can go for a long positions at Tatacom. Stop loss can be kept at 1580. I'm looking for a target of 1700 on the high side.
Okay. Any view on the banking stocks, HDFC Bank and ICICI Bank?
Yes, banking, I'm really positive on those particular banks as well. If you ask me about the HDFC Bank, this particular bank is currently trading at 1930. The interesting observation on this particular stock that if you look towards the RSI momentum indicators, so it's currently trading nearby the overbought zone and it has shown the negative divergence. So we will not likely to see the one-way rally in this particular stock. We might hit some sort of a profit booking at the higher level, but definitely the longer term horizon is definitely positive. If you're getting any dips towards to 1850 or 1800, that levels can be utilized to take a fresh long positions. At the current market price, you should definitely wait for some period of time on the HDFC Bank, but ICICI Bank really looks very good. On the daily chart, the stock is on giving the consolidation breakout, because if you look towards the last 15-20 days trading session, the stock was stuck within the range of 1450 to 1350 levels itself, 1400. Within the 50 points momentum, we are witnessing a rally. Now, today it has given the breakout with a good volume. So, if you do the comparative analysis between the HDFC Bank and the ICICI Bank, I would suggest one can definitely go for on a buy side at ICICI Bank at the current market price as well. Downside, you can keep a stop loss of 1400. We are looking for a target of 1600 and so.
Okay. Ma'am, Shriram Finance has been one of the mega outperformers in the market as far as prices are concerned. Even today, it's up 3%. Would you have a view on Shriram Finance?
My view is definitely positive in this particular counter, because even we have already initiated buy call, but on a dips towards to 580, 590 at that levels we have entered into the buy call. Now the counter is already up, and I believe that slowly and steadily we might witness some sort of a profit booking at the higher levels, because the counter is facing a very cluster resistance nearby 700 and so. So the risk reward is not favorable at the current market price. So fresh long positions are not recommended, but those who are having any long positions, they can hold on. Downside, it has a very good support of 640. So by keeping that as your profit stop loss, you can hold on your long positions. Upside 700, 720 levels can be seen.
Any closing thoughts about this 400-point rally on the Nifty, 550-point rally on the Nifty Bank?
See, definitely today we have seen a very strong rally, whether it's on the Nifty or the Bank Nifty sides. One should not be panic on the higher levels, because I believe that the stocks are really doing very well. Large counters are really doing very well. try to concentrate on the large cap stocks. Those are really doing very well. And the counters which are just giving the strong breakouts of the price and volumes, try to catch those counters. Try to focus on the sectors at such as the as I suggested, auto and the ITs are really doing very well. So try to encash on those sectors which are likely to give good performance in the near term futures, and no need to worry, the market will likely to show such kind of a performance in the near term future as well. So just stay on long side, but with the strict stop losses.
Okay, fair point. 325, and it's been an excellent, excellent day, ladies and gentlemen. I'll also mark the all-time highs in the market today. Within NSE 500, you have BEL, as I have pointed out. This is from the defense space. Already in record high. Also, solar industries, we'll now start treating this as a defense counter. 1.2% higher, 13,894. Aster DM is the hospital chain which is shining forth. You have Coromandel International at 2470 from the fertilizer pack, doing 2.7% higher today. ICICI Bank is something that Swati just spoke about, 1450 fresh record high. And of course, you have JK Cement and Max Financial as well, which are doing pretty well in the market. Volume buzzers in NSE 500. E-clerks, this is an earnings led surge that has happened, 14% higher. I'll request the PCI to kindly fire the long term chart of e-clerks. You will see how the stock has corrected earlier and now trying to reclaim its past glory. Kirloskar engines, 18% higher. When was the last time you saw this? We've seen 1300, 1400 on Kirloskar engines. So after the correction, a lot of price action is happening on the long side. Linde India 4.5% higher. Sri Renuka Sugars 4% higher, and these are all volume led bursts as far as prices are concerned on the long time. Muthoot Finance, Swati, today correcting about 6.7% after disappointing earnings. Around 200-day DMA, where do you think is a good support level?
Yes, Muthoot Finance already had given a signal of a negative divergence in the last few trading sessions. The immediate support lies at around 2070 rupees, which is provided by its 200-day moving average. If it's break that level on the closing basis in the one or two trading session, such a kind of a selling pressures can be intensified, and which might take a counters deep towards to 1950 or 1940 levels on the downside. So up to that level, we might witness some sort of a correction if the stock breaks 200 DMA. As of now, it's currently trading about that level. It has already tested the 200 DMA, but we need to keep eye on whether it's giving a breakdown upon the closing basis or not. So the view is a little bit cautious. Try to avoid the major long positions.
Small cap and mid cap indices are also in top form. Swati, any view that you would have on the Nifty small cap index?
Yeah, on the Nifty small caps index, definitely every day we are witnessing some sort of a roller coaster rally into these particular counters. One
Yes.
day, this particular stock, this particular indices gives the show the strong performance. Another day, it doesn't give. So I'm little bit cautious onto this particular counter. But as of if you look towards the Nifty mid cap, it's really doing very well on the index basis. But the few stocks are showing a performance on alternate day basis. So the my view is bit cautious. If we do the comparative analysis between the mid cap and the large cap, very smoothly rally we gets into the large cap counters rather than taking tension into the mid cap stocks. But index is definitely positive. 56,520 is currently going on upside. This kind of a momentum can be seen up to 58,000 levels. So the index is definitely positive, but mid cap stocks really sometimes gives BP during the market hours. So better I'm concentrating on the large caps where are the really we are getting a good setups on the technical front. So we are encashing on those counters.
Wonderful, Swati. Thank you so much. What a lovely 25 minutes we spent together on where the markets are headed, what to buy, and there's a party happening in the office. 25,000 is what you see on the Nifty. PCR is also laughing inside. I think they are going to celebrate Friday earlier on Thursday. मेरे ख्याल से दिवाली जल्दी आने वाली है इस बार देवियों सज्जनों. जन्माष्टमी तक आप बाजार में रिकॉर्ड हाई देख सकते हैं. Thank you, Swati, and once again a pleasure hosting you. We look forward to the next time. Ladies and gentlemen, 25,000 on the Nifty, this is a 7-month high. 5 plus 2, 7. Let me get my fingers straight. Okay. Now, this was also the week in which we saw the full impact of the war between India and Pakistan playing out in the markets. It started on Thursday, ended on Monday. Thursday, Friday was terrible as far as markets were concerned, and then a sudden ceasefire was declared on Sunday. The markets gapped up on Monday. The Nifty rose 900 points, and Tuesday was bad because of the weekly expiry of the Sensex, and now, ladies and gentlemen, we've almost closed near the day's high, 25,062. Remember, whenever you hear of a war, try and buy the dip of that war that happens. You may be wrong by 2-3 percentage points, but once the markets absorb the impact and start figuring in the end result, remember, this rally that you see on the Nifty is actually the culmination of a comprehensive military victory over Pakistan. I'll request the PCR to fire stocks of Garden Reach Shipyard, Cochin Shipyard, BEL, Mazgaon, Hindustan Aeronautics. In the last 1 week, look at the gain. These are stocks that will benefit immensely of the restocking that the Indian government will do post this flare up that we've seen in the border. Please also add BDL, please also add BEML. Two stocks are already at record highs, which is BEL and BDL. This, ladies and gentlemen, from whatever analysts that we speak to, show or they feel that this sector, the defense space, is now fully valued, and what you see is froth building up. I do not know whether they are right or wrong. My job is to present both sides of the data to you and for you to take week. Now, Friday, we will have a fresh weekly settlement coming in on the Nifty, and let us hope we build on to the gains on the Nifty, which is now at a 7-month high. And with my experience, I am telling you, kursi ki peti bandh lijiye, we are headed towards a record high fairly soon. With that positive and optimistic outlook, ladies and gentlemen, we'll call it a day today. I'll meet you again tomorrow morning sharp at 8:50. Till then, stay glued to Business Today Television. There's a lot happening on the other side of the break.
This is what is left of Amarjeet Singh